We're on the exhibit floor of the MTA 2014. We're with Dave Fridley of FAR Technologies. Dave, you talked about innovating on your broadband network. Why don't you give us a synopsis of what you were talking about?
Well, basically it's like anything else. We've built this infrastructure with fiber to the home and that type of stuff, and then people are kind of saying, what do we do with it? So I'm trying to show some of the revenue enhancing ideas they could do, using technology, and using these various methods to use the technology they already have. So I introduced stuff like Clear to There, talking about you can do home monitoring, smart home, that type of thing, and just basically showing the customers how they can make a better use of their infrastructure. So.
And really how to make that broadband kind of the center of an ecosystem, is that?
Yeah, and again, everything's about enhancing revenues, so it was kind of a broad-ranging topic of, we have FCC requirements, so how do we work within the FCC requirements as high-cost companies don't get as much money as they used to, so we need to increase our revenue, lower our costs. Well, guys, you've built a network. Now let's really start using it, and it might be incremental cost. It's not home runs here. These are small $5 a month revenue enhancement type deals, but I was giving examples of that to use and saying, we're pretty innovative and out in the rural, so let's figure out how to do this.
And what about the actual people part of it, as far as the existing personnel within the company? Can they be utilized to kind of use these services?
Absolutely. That's a good question, because that's one of the things we talked about in the presentation. Is a lot of these products that we use, it's something that they can you can send to a subscriber like myself. I can set it up in my home. I call you and you help me do the programming or do the rules to tell them when the lights turn on or when your monitors turn on. So you can do that without having a truck roll, which is huge. So you're making better use of your personnel, and it goes right down to your customer service reps. It doesn't have to be a high-tech technician, You can have your customer service reps help do these services. So it's a big deal there. And anything we can do to lower truck rolls using technology. And it's the same thing from a consulting side. People said, how can you do to lower your costs? So we've been working really hard with working with Google Map, Bing Maps, so that when we go out to design projects, we don't have to have as much time in the field.
Okay.
And that saves them money because they're paying us per diem costs and all that. So we had 2 test cases in there we showed on a rural and in an urban setting, where we saved around 20 to 30% on engineering costs alone. So
by using maps that were already out there.
Yeah, basically using technology we've already had.
Yeah.
And consultants are guilty as anything else. Sometimes we're not using the tools that we had, and that's, as a new company, I could be a little more aggressive of saying, okay, this is the way we're going to do it. And we have to work with the telephone companies, how what things can we do that we don't have to do? Just because a map is done a certain way, do you ever use it again? So we have to ask them a lot of tough questions. Basically, we're questioning, and that's one of the themes I had, was question everything. And not that it's wrong, but question it and say, is this really the way I want to do it going forward?
Well, and I assume that then with those freed up resources, then you use those to find new revenue opportunities.
Absolutely. And if we can be more efficient, from their end or from my end, as I'm helping them, then everybody wins in the deal. So we're pretty excited about it. And again, a lot of that presentation was based on, all right, you built this structure or you're finishing it. Okay, now let's use every possible means we can to enhance our revenue and, of course, for our customer experiences. So.
Well, Dave, I appreciate your insight on this, and
thank you very much, Ken. Thank you.